Well, now we're actually going to do a story related to quality.
That's right.
You have probably heard the term Industry 4.0 bandied around, particularly recently. In short, the term refers to the growing use of automation and data exchange in manufacturing technologies. This includes things like smart machines, the Internet of Things, cloud computing, AI, and so forth. Digital manufacturing, you've probably heard of that. That's part of that. So along with Industry 4.0 is I'll call it a stepsister that L&S research has called Quality 4.0. And for me, the easiest way to think of Quality 4.0 is the automation that allows Industry 4.0 to generate safe, secure products that meet customer needs. Where you had in the past various, usually manual quality tools to ensure the way traditional industry or manufacturing worked, you now need more advanced automated tools that can do things like monitor, track, investigate, report, data mine, the new digital industrial processes. These new processes, the Industry 4.0, the way it works is just too complex and generates too much data to be handled using the same quality tools that we've been using for the past 80 years. So with us this morning via Skype to talk a bit more about this Quality 4.0 is Tim Lozier of ETQ. Hi Tim, thanks for joining us.
Hey guys, how are you?
All right. In your article, it looks like you are saying that because of automation in Industry 4.0, that this is driving the need for Quality 4.0. I kind of set that up in my intro because that was kind of my interpretation. Am I right about that?
Yeah, so I mean, what we're really seeing is kind of an evolution here. And so as the business systems that are out there are starting to adopt all these technologies and this industrial Internet of Things, it's becoming almost a natural kind of progression that other systems are going to fall in line, like quality. So, while it's not necessarily a mandate or a deadline or anything like that, but if your entire organization is starting to look towards this high-level data aggregation and the ability to take more data and build out more automation to get more information out, build visibility and control, all those things, quality is going to have to follow suit. So it really is up to the company to really understand where they are from a holistic standpoint, from a full company standpoint, and where does quality fit into their ultimate digital transformation from the third industrial revolution to this industry 4.0.
And as we read this, Tim, your article, and listen to you talk about this, I mean, part of the issue I think is that there's so much data pouring in from all parts of the factory here that really no manual operation, no manual operator could ever really detect process or operational deficiencies before they start causing problems. Is that a true statement?
Yeah, well, it's a progression here. So we know businesses are getting more and more complex. Consumer demand is requiring that we create shorter product life cycles. We have larger supply chains. There's a lot of more complexity coming into the organization. And so when you start to couple all those complexities in the dynamic of everything, really it's going to be more and more difficult to try and do quality the way we've done it before, whether it's manual, automated, whatever. There's a significant benefit to having this industrial Internet of Things, or IIoT, where more information is available to us, but without the means of actually processing that and consuming that data and making sense of it, it's one of those areas that's going to have to evolve. So it is going to get more difficult. But the good news is that it's really a company strategy. So as companies start to evolve their strategy, quality is part of that entire transformation story.
And can you give us an idea of some of the, let's say, the Quality 4.0 tools that we're talking about? I mean, obviously, ETQ has your set of tools. Those happen to be oriented around quality management, if that's fair to say that. Kind of describe to us kind of the wide variety of tools that you are seeing brought in to kind of support this Quality 4.0 function.
Yeah, sure. So really, there's kind of two flavors of how Quality 4.0 is playing into this overall story, and the first is the ability for emerging technologies to be used in conjunction with our quality processes. So when we talk about emerging technologies, it's cloud, it's this AR, VR. Concepts. It's being able to use mobile technology, all these different areas that are feeding into our dynamic of how we consume quality and how we train people and how we do all the different things to initiate a quality workflow or a quality process. But the other side of it is other inputs that are coming in from different areas of the business that we can really glean from, and that's machine learning. So a lot of these production systems are starting to really understand how these machines are working and how the machines are collecting their own data, and what does that mean for our maintenance abilities, for tracking nonconformities before they get out of hand. How do we manage the supply chain through different areas within in the cloud and leveraging this big data analysis where all data is coming in from different areas. If you look at some of the areas in terms of customer feedback, look at social media monitoring. Are companies monitoring social media? Are they monitoring different areas of the business to feed into quality? And so that's really what this Quality 4.0 is, not only just the processes that you're continually doing to automate, but it's also the components that are giving you more amounts of data about that quality story, about the products, about the consumer, about your production process, and how are you actioning those, leveraging that data to get a fuller picture and a fuller visibility and control into the whole quality initiatives.
Okay, and you also write that risk management tools will be, I think you said, more important than ever under Industry 4.0, with the potential concerns around, you wrote, potential concerns around security, systems reliability, and the last one, data talent. And I found data analysis talent. I found that last one really interesting because it seems like you're saying that as companies move more into Quality 4.0 and have more need for doing data analysis and doing it well and quickly and properly, that they're going to have to start having data analysis experts on staff, like maybe the same way they might have Six Sigma experts or SPC experts or that sort of thing. I mean, is that where we're moving? Is we're going to have to start looking for hiring data analysis experts to come work at our companies to do all this data mining and whatnot?
Are you looking for a job, Dirk?
I think I'd fall flat on my face on that one.
Yeah, so really, if you think about what's going on here in business today, we're collecting a large amount of data and we're aggregating this data in this IIoT, this data stores, and this whole informational age. And what is becoming kind of the reality of the situation is that just because you're collecting the data doesn't mean you're interpreting the data. So having the data collected is the first part of the story. The second part is how do you actually segregate it out, slice and dice it, and make effective analysis to get the reports you want. And as business users, we're compelled to make those decisions, but without having the right talent or the right resources to build out data sets and data stores and kind of understand how these different information from all the different operational areas are going to work together, basically, it's going to be really difficult to have us kind of running through it on ourselves. So I think as you kind of evolve these Industry 4.0 and this IIoT concept, data analysis and data talent is going to become a critical component, a critical resource in allowing us as business users to really understand the data, be able to report on it, and then make better decisions overall. And the last point I'll say is that in the webinar we're going to be talking about next week, part of this whole concept of digital transformation is about how do you normalize quality information? How do you normalize the quality story to combine it with your operations, your supply chain, financial, marketing, sales? How does that all come into one aggregated, normalized translation, if you will. And that's kind of where risk is starting to really take its hold. We see in quality, risk-based thinking is now kind of bubbling to the surface. Well, risk-based thinking is not necessarily a quality thing. This is a company-wide thing. So if we're all able to boil everything down into risk, what are the top risks we're facing, and how does that data impact all those different risks? Then we can start to really normalize everything and make decisions based on risk and not necessarily one operational silo after another.
Okay, well, Tim, thanks for setting that up about the webinar. If you're interested in learning more about this topic, Quality Digest and ETQ are presenting a webinar next week called Risk-Based Thinking and the Digital Transformation of Quality. The webinar happens on Tuesday, March 27th at 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific. Tim there will be your presenter, and I'm hosting. So keep an eye on your email inbox for information about how you can register. There's also a registration link underneath the player page down there that you can click, and that will take you out to the registration page as well. Tim, thanks for joining us.
Yeah, guys, thanks. It's been fun.
Okay, see you next
Tim.
week.
We'll see you on Tuesday. Thanks, Tim.
All right.